Hi, friends. So today I want to talk about breast sensation, partially because it's a topic that doesn't get talked about enough, and also because I just had a massive recognition about sensation on my own body, and I wanted to share it before, while it was still fresh. So, um, one of the things that I think people don't recognize often enough is that all of our bodies are built differently. Um, and, it's a nice thing to say, and I'm sure that everybody's like, yeah, of course they are. But then when it comes right down to it, we're all like, but my body doesn't respond the way that the bodies in movies do. And so we think somehow that we're broken. For me, that has been a long sort of fascination, obsession with the fact that I don't have much sensation in the sort of, I'm wearing a bra today so that I can demonstrate for you, in the, center of the breast, in the nipple area, where the expectation is that most of our breast sensation will come from. What I have is sensation, can you see, around the outside and the undercarriage of the breast. It's true on both sides of my body. So I think the expectation, both for myself and for my partners, was that the sensation would be here in the center of the breast. And therefore, when I didn't have sensation, I thought I was broken. My partners thought that they were doing something wrong. It was just a big mess. It has only been in the last couple of years, that I've recognized, oh, I do have sensation. It's just that it's in a different place. And therefore, that area wasn't getting stimulated very often, because that's just not a place where, for whatever reason, my partner's hands would go. So the recognition that I had today, I was fooling around with my partner, and he was, this is something that he and I have talked about, and so he was stimulating that area, and I suddenly had this flashback to when I was in college, and there was this guy who I used to fool around with. Like, we would just be out in his car for like an hour at night, and most of that time was spent with him touching my breasts. And I was 21. Our bodies respond very differently at 21 than they do at 45. So I didn't actually orgasm from that, but I could come really close to orgasm simply from breast manipulation when I was 21. And this was a guy where it was super, super dysfunctional relationship, but with the dysfunction came a lot of excitement. And so, like, I had all the tingles whenever he touched me. Anywhere he touched me, I had all the tingles. And so I just assumed that that was why when he touched my breasts, I had a lot of sensation, and I enjoyed it, and it could go on for an hour or hours at a time. And I was like happy as a clam. Why are clams happy? What an odd thing. Anyway, so I then, after him, I was not involved in another relationship where anybody touched my body for probably another 4 years. And by the time I was with my first serious boyfriend, the guy who I had first sex with when I was 25, he touched my body and I felt nothing, like absolutely nothing. Now, part of that could be the fact that it was a wicked dysfunctional relationship, and he was abusive and high most of the time. But I also have always felt like, oh, something happened when I was with that guy when I was 21, and my body was like on fire, and then something broke in me, because then from the time I was 25 on, I didn't have sensation. Okay, so what just clicked in for me this afternoon was, maybe it's not that something broke. Maybe it's that guy in college was actually touching my breasts the way that bring me sensation. Maybe he didn't go straight for the nipple. Maybe he actually massaged the entire breast area. And I was so out of my head in the pleasure and in the enjoyment of it that it didn't occur to me to think about what or how or where he was touching me. But he was stimulating those areas. We had that like chemical thing going on. I was 21. So my body was, hyper responsive. And all of that just came together to produce this amazing feeling. And those particular things never came together again, including that people were not stimulating the underside and the outer areas of the breast. And therefore, I have spent all of these years thinking that I was broken. That my breasts were broken, that there was something wrong with me because I couldn't feel. And the truth is that that's not actually the truth. I have tons of sensation when someone touches me in the right place. And I want to say to you that I bet that if you're not having sensation with the kind of sex that you're having, it may be because you're having the wrong sex for your body. I think this is a really big thing. I'm actually, side note, I am teaching a class in a couple of weeks, November 20th. It's going to be an online class called Tune Into Your Turn-Ons, where we're going to talk about exactly this kind of thing. Like, what is the right kind of sex for your body? Because every body is different. If you're interested in that, go to leahcarey.com/tune in, as in tune into your turn-ons. I'll put a link in the description. So anyway, I feel so excited because I feel like I've made a new connection to my body. And yeah, it's good. So I hope that you're having a good day, and I hope that I will get to hear from you soon. Let me know what you want to hear from me, what is important to you, what questions you have. And until next time, here's to your better sex life.